Hopefully an intelligent, warm-hearted civilization. I definitely think there's something out there. There's no question in my mind.
I definitely think there's extraterrestrials. There's something else out there.
I don't know. I think it's too early to tell.
Good and evil.
As above, so below. That it is an infinite source of consciousness, and that we do have an opportunity to explore it, or we can be considered crackpots.
Hi, I'm Dennis Prager. Welcome to the show. Is there anybody out there? Well, I'm going to discuss that question with the world's best-known astronomer. Please welcome Carl Sagan. Good to have you. You know, I have to say to you, Carl, that when I was thinking of, you are the best-known astronomer in the world, but I was just thinking, who's the second best-known astronomer in the world? You know, it is true, but it's not. It's a funny thought. It's like now the best-known chemist. It's just, you've just made something, unique out of your life, truly, because astronomers are not well known.
Thank you. I never intended to do it. All I wanted to do was research to sort of immerse myself in the magnificence of the universe, and all this other stuff just sort of knocked on my door. You
will believe that there are people out there, don't you?
People, no chance. Because
Okay.
people are the result of a particular evolutionary pathway on the Earth that could not possibly recur elsewhere. Believe is a very... I'm sorry to catch you up on words.
No, I like that. That's fine.
Believe is
Yes.
a very strong matter for scientists. And belief in the absence of evidence maybe exists in religion, but it shouldn't exist in science.
Okay.
And since we do not have strong evidence for extraterrestrial life, I neither believe nor disbelieve. What I do say is that it's an extremely important question. We have the tools to find out. Let's look.
Why is it important?
It's important because, first of all, it characterizes who we are. For the longest time, people have thought that they were the center and point of the universe, the reason there is a universe.
Mm-hmm.
And that, of course, is connected with there not being anybody else.
Right.
If there is somebody else, then that...
we're not quite as important.
We're not quite as important. But there's other evidence that we're not quite as important.
You said that we were unique, that you laughed at the suggestion that there are people out there. Absolute unique sequence of events made human beings.
And every other animal on the planet.
Okay, does that not argue for a God, for a design?
Can't imagine. Why? Would you say that the existence of a slime mold argues for God?
Yes.
Why would you say that?
Because the existence of something that is designed implies to me a designer.
You have not met Mr. Charles Darwin, I can tell.
I have met Mr. Darwin, and Mr. Darwin believed in God.
Mr. Darwin...
Last I asked him, he believed.
But he did not believe that the argument you presented holds water. What Mr. Darwin said is that the slime mold and humans and everybody else have evolved by a set of natural processes, and no hand of a creator is evident or needed. That's the whole point of evolution by natural selection.
So you feel that the pancreas and the liver and the intestines and the brain arrange themselves by natural, pure, fluky chance?
A caricature.
Why? Why is it a caricature?
You're walking along the beach. You look down, there's something shiny. You pick it up. It's a pocket watch. You say, my goodness, look how beautifully this is put together. Mm-hmm. Look how well form matches function. Is it possible that the various gears and wheels fell together by accident? Ridiculous idea. Mm-hmm. A watchmaker means a watchmaker.
Right.
Now you go and you look at
a pancreas maker.
Right. And that's the step where you've made a mistake.
Why?
Because,
all right.
I'll tell you. Now let us look at the variety of dogs in the world. Okay? Ranging from, let's say, Dachshunds to Great Danes. Okay? Different forms, different functions, wildly different. How did they get to be so different? The answer is, humans made them different. I know you think this is still Watchmaker, but wait a minute. Humans made them different by interfering with who mates with whom. You want a dog that goes into holes in the ground and ferrets out moles or something, then make sure that this low-slung guy mates with that low-slung female, and probably you're going to get more low-slung dogs. Now, what you are doing is what Darwin called artificial selection. The imposing of restrictions on what kind of offspring they're going to be by an external force. And if humans, in a mere 10,000 years or so, can produce the entire variety of dogs, cannot nature, which reaches into the innards of organisms?
But nature doesn't have a brain.
Doesn't need a brain.
Okay, all right.
Having 4 billion years of biological evolution to create all the diversity and beauty in the natural world.
Having said all that, I will ask when we get back whether you do believe in God and what God means to you, because it's a question people like to ask scientists, especially Carl Sagan. We'll be back in a moment with that question.
I see a very large phone bill in your future.
Wait a minute. That's the old way. Why spend a fortune to get the guidance you need when you can speak with your own personal psychic for free?
A private reading for free?
Yes, a free private reading with a live psychic.
I didn't believe it at first, but it really is free.
She knew things that no one could possibly know.
Join the ASA membership club and receive a free psychic reading, free daily horoscope calls, free lucky numbers, and valuable free gifts.
It's the advice. I got the job that I was looking for, and it pays a lot more money.
I call for my horoscope every day, and it's free.
I called for my lucky numbers.
Oh, now I see you'll be saving so much money.
For amazingly accurate advice, join the ASA membership club. The first month is absolutely free.
Call 1-800-294-5115.
Never again. I'll never go back to hydrocortisone for my dry skin itch. I switched to Lanacane.
New medical testing on itch nerve shows the direct action of Lanacane relieves itching faster and keeps working better than hydrocortisone. Look, in the first crucial minute, Lanacane gave faster itch relief.
And the relief really lasts.
Over time, Lanacane kept working better.
Fast relief that lasts. I like that.
Lanacane not only relieves itching faster, it keeps working better than hydrocortisone.
I've been growing up with you. You've been growing up with me. We've been growing up together since you were a baby. White House. Know you've changed a whole lot, and I've stayed pretty much the same. Sweet and good, the very best friend you've ever had. Growing up together, White House and you. Growing up together, White House and you.
Monarch Man.
Shot clock down to 5. Petey, along 3. He's got it! He's got it, and he's fouled!
Lady Monarch Madness.
Seabury turns in the lane. Go! 6 seconds. All the million by a point.
ODU Hoop Madness.
Monarch Madness. It's all right here.
Could be. I have no evidence that there is, and if I was to guess, I'd say I doubt there's life on other planets.
Well, I definitely think that we are not the only form of life.
We really don't know where we come from, where we're going, or what our purpose is.
Okay. Welcome back. With me is Carl Sagan, the world-renowned astronomer. I hasten to add that his new book is out, A Vision of the Human Future in Space, and it's called Pale Blue Dot. And I strongly recommend it. We're going to talk about that in a moment, but we were having a little debate here. You asked me, do I believe that the pancreas suggests a god? And I do.
And I asked you if a stone suggests a god.
Yes, and I said that not quite as much as the pancreas.
That's probably because you're not a stone. If you were a stone, you'd probably think it the other way around.
As you're from Brooklyn, as we established, there was a statement that we used to say then about those ifs. If my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a trolley car.
Or as people not in Brooklyn,
or
as people not in Brooklyn say, if I had eggs, I'd have ham and eggs. If I
yes, that's
had
right.
ham.
But right, all right. So therefore, the ifs. If I were a stone, I wouldn't be. I would. Well, on television, anything goes actually. But maybe if I were a stone, I would be here right now. Actually, sometimes I watch TV and I think I am watching a stone. Be that as it may, you look at all this. I have to ask you a question. Then,
sure.
Are you an atheist?
What do you mean by atheist?
One who believes that there is no God.
What do you mean by God?
I'll tell you exactly. A creator who, with intelligence, who is aware of his creation.
But there are religions that believe in no God of that sort and still are religions.
I didn't ask you if you were religious. I know, I understand that.
This is a scientific question. Was the universe created or was it always here?
Mm-hmm.
And the only way to answer this is through science. We don't have the answer yet.
But we have a suggested answer. The Big Bang suggests that it wasn't always here.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. The Big Bang, here are two alternatives. Let me say the three possibilities, or three of the possibilities. One is that 10 or 15 billion years ago, or whatever it is, the universe was made from nothing.
Right.
Number two, that 10 or 15 billion years ago, the latest in an infinite sequence of expansions and contractions of the universe occurred.
Mm-hmm.
Third possibility, that 15 billion years ago, our universe was created from nothing, one of an infinite number of universes that are spontaneously forming and destroying.
Right. Okay, now let me ask you something. Does the idea, I admit that the idea of God is mind-boggling, but do you not admit that the idea of infinity is more mind-boggling?
Not more.
There is no limit to the number of universes? What does that mean?
What does God mean? What does it mean to make something from nothing?
I gave
It's mind-boggling either way. Let's admit it.
Okay.
Let's admit it.
So where do you think the evidence leads? You look at a baby born and you say, Mother Nature is amazing, or you know there might be a God. Which is your more spontaneous response?
Which is the more superficial and sentimental answer? Which is the deeper answer? There are a lot of questions
They may be, the sentimental and deeper may be the same.
They may not be.
That's correct. I fully acknowledge that.
Sentimental is a danger.
Sentimental is a danger. That is
sentimental
correct.
can lead you into other directions. But anyway, we don't decide on where the baby comes from by how it feels to have a baby. I've had 5, I mean, not in that sense, but
we understand.
in that sense,
yes.
I've had 5, and I think it's great, and I never had for a moment the thought, God intervened to make this baby. Let me ask you a question about that, by the way. If God is omnipotent and omniscient,
yes,
why is it necessary for God to be meddling in the universe after he made it? Why didn't he make it right in the first place so it would go in the direction he wanted?
Because there would be no need for us then. If the world were perfect, then we could not exist because we could have no freedom of choice to do bad. We couldn't choose anything imperfect.
This is a very egocentric
Not
point
egocentric,
of view. That the point of the world is so that we will do good or bad.
That's right.
Now, let me tell you a
Without
fact.
humanity, I don't think there's a point to the universe.
Let me now argue about that. Okay. A lot of people like that idea, right? It's satisfying.
No,
wait. Let me make a remark. It's satisfying. We're at the center. We're important. We're the reason the universe was made. Feels good, right? Now, let's think of where we are. We live on a tiny world in a solar system which has about 70 or 80 big worlds going around the sun, which is an obscure star in an obscure spiral arm of a humdrum galaxy that contains 400 billion stars, and this Milky Way galaxy is one of about 100 billion galaxies. Now imagine that number of places, and in this obscure galaxy, in that tiny star, that little planet, those guys think they're the center of the universe. It's hilarious.
It's not hilarious. It just shows size isn't important. We'll be back in a minute with more on this.
It's not a question of size. It's a question of multiplicity.
My family? Yeah, I'm from Sirius, the star Sirius.
Things we don't know about yet. Things that Carl Sagan will tell us about.
He craves that taste, that big, bold cranberry taste, that one-of-a-kind ocean spray taste.
Of all the eye drops you can buy, Visine is the only one recommended by pharmacists 4-to-1 over any other brand. In fact, Visine's formula used to be available only by prescription. Visine, it gets the red out.
I want to tell you about an amazing new diet that's the first integrated system for weight loss and total appearance enhancement. It's the comeback kit from Cybergenics. Joanne lost 40 pounds on the comeback kit, and Bob lost 56.
The comeback kit is 100% satisfaction guaranteed and a great way to get started on your New Year's resolution.
So what have you got to lose?
Cybergenics Comeback Kit, reshaping America.
Available at GNC, Revco, Walgreens, Sears, and other fine health food stores.
There's an advanced medical procedure going on here at this clinic. It's called microsurgical hair transplantation. If you're a man or a woman suffering from a hair loss problem, now you can receive free information and find out about the medical procedures available for hair loss that may grow your own hair back. This is an actual client who's had microsurgery. This is his own real growing hair. Under the direction of a medical doctor, microsurgical hair transplantation allows us to literally